Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. If you're a Scorpio ascendant, or you've got some really heavy Scorpio placements, you're absolutely going to want to pay close attention today. We're zeroing in on June 2026. And let me tell you right out of the gate, this isn't just flipping the page on a calendar. No, this is a monumental cosmic bridge. Based on the astrological data, June is genuinely shaping up to be a profound spiritual journey. It's literally an evolutionary leap for your sign.
I want to start off with this quote we pulled from the sources. Life often starts opening like a river after the monsoon. I absolutely love that imagery. Because let's be real, if you feel like your psychological and emotional circuits have just been put through a massive stress test lately, like your spiritual battery is totally running on empty, this is your turning point. You're finally stepping out of this intense period of energetic pressure and moving into a space of practical, mystical hope. The monsoon is ending, guys. The river is opening up.
So how do we navigate this? To make sure you get the absolute most out of this month, we've broken this explainer down into a roadmap with 5 key pillars. First, the June cosmic shift. Second, wealth, career, and education. Third, relationships and emotional honesty. Fourth, healing and internal transformation. And lastly, daily rituals for vitality. Let's get right into it.
Starting with pillar number 1, the June cosmic shift and mapping the planetary movements.
Now, this month is incredibly significant because several heavy-hitting, slow-moving planets are changing signs at basically the exact same time. It's like the universe is forcing a collective evolutionary leap. And for you, Scorpio, it hits some highly specific, transformative areas of your chart. Here's how it plays out chronologically. On June 2nd, benevolent Jupiter enters Cancer. Then, mid-month on June 15th, we hit a really powerful new moon in Gemini. June 21st, the Sun joins Jupiter in Cancer, bringing intense focus to your emotional roots. And finally, we close out the month on June 30th with Mercury going retrograde in Cancer. So yeah, it's a volatile but incredibly fortunate cosmic landscape.
But the absolutely crucial turning point here is what happens on June 2nd. Jupiter has been sitting in your 8th house, which, let's face it, has been a severe character test. But on the 2nd, it moves into your 9th house of fortune, dharma, and higher learning. And not just that, it's in a state of exalted strength. This is where that spiritual battery finally recharges. The sources show this shift unlocks massive overseas opportunities, much sharper social intelligence, and honestly, a chance to just rise like a rocket once your internal alignment is corrected.
That brings us to section 2, wealth, career, and education, and building long-term professional confidence. So with Jupiter exalted, this transit acts as this massive driver for tangible success and future planning in your everyday reality. What's really interesting is how Jupiter systematically connects different areas of your life here. Because it rules your 2nd house of wealth and your 5th house of intelligence, its exaltation in the 9th house basically links all of these together. You're looking at much better financial discipline, super fertile ground for higher education and creativity, and long-range luck that flows directly from having clean conduct and good intentions. It's all connected.
If you happen to work in fields like counseling, law, finance, or even astrology, this transit is just incredibly beneficial for you. Your ability to execute strategies and absorb new learning is heavily favored right now. And hey, if you've been sitting on a business idea, especially if it's digital or communication-centric, the period right after that Gemini new moon on June 15th, absolutely prime time for launching it. Your overall confidence in your long-term career growth is definitely getting a major upgrade.
But okay, here's a critical little warning from the data. Since Jupiter is activating your 2nd house of speech, your words are going to carry a lot more weight this month. People are really going to listen to you. But you have to be super careful not to let that confident speech cross the line into overconfidence or worse, arrogance. Avoid any ego-driven confrontations or impulsive financial decisions. Keep your words soft, keep them mature, and you'll be golden.
Moving on to pillar 3. Relationships and emotional honesty, and cultivating deeper connections.
With all this intense focus on communication and professional confidence, you might be wondering how your intimate partnerships will fare as these emotional tides shift. Well, on June 8th, Venus, the planet of love, moves into Cancer, and this creates a wonderfully supportive vibe for your love life. If you're single, you might actually find yourself attracting much more emotionally mature partners. And for those already coupled up, this is your transit to build deeper, much more secure bonds, rooted in shared experiences and real emotional warmth.
However, it's not all smooth sailing the whole month. By June 30th, Mercury goes retrograde in sensitive Cancer. And this can definitely trigger nostalgic feelings, maybe some minor family misunderstandings, and just generally high emotional reactivity. The sources strongly advise against giving in to reactive texting or ego confrontations. Instead, you've really got to demand immense patience from yourself. Lean heavily into emotional transparency and patient communication.
Which leads right into Section 4, healing and internal transformation, and processing major life shifts. Look, all these massive external shifts in your career and your relationships, they're going to require dedicated internal processing. You simply can't manage this level of cosmic change without prioritizing your emotional balance. The intense energy in June demands absolute mindfulness, so try practicing emotional journaling to sort out any confusing feelings. Actually take the time for quiet reflection. This is also a brilliant window to address deep-seated ancestral or family misunderstandings. The goal here is to make sure you aren't making impulsive, permanent decisions based on what's basically just a temporary emotional wave.
A really key date for all this healing work is that June 15th new moon in Gemini, which highlights your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. Think of this day as your mid-month blank slate. It is the perfect energetic window to sit down and have those really honest financial or emotional conversations. Just strip away the illusions, get everything out into the open, and truly reveal your path forward.
And finally, Pillar 5, daily rituals for vitality, aligning your mindset and body.
With so much intense cosmic activity potentially spiking your cortisol and causing decision fatigue, you need really powerful tools to stay grounded. Aligning your mindset and your body is non-negotiable this month. So, let's start with a really simple morning routine. First, the sources highly recommend a daily solar meditation. Second, physically offer water to the rising sun. This is a great practice to ground your inner leadership qualities. And third, make sure you're doing regular breathing exercises. Think of this little morning checklist as your daily armor, your foundation for physical vitality and resilience against that high-stress transit energy.
Next up, since Jupiter's exaltation is basically the headline event for you right now, you want to actively draw in its blessings. Thursdays are Jupiter's day. So on Thursdays, try chanting Guru mantras like Om Guruve Namah. You can offer yellow sweets in charity, make a point to show deep respect to your mentors and elders, or even support education-related causes. Doing these things actively aligns you with Jupiter's whole vibe of wealth, luck, and spiritual grace.
And we can't forget, Scorpio, your ruling planet is Mars. So to help manage any workplace stress and avoid that classic relationship stubbornness, honor Mars on Tuesdays. Chant Om Mangalaya Namah, offer red flowers, or donate red lentils to the needy. Keeping your Mars energy balanced ensures your natural drive doesn't end up creating unnecessary friction in your life.
There's one last physical component to touch on here. Because Jupiter activates your 2nd house, which governs both speech and intake, dietary discipline is absolutely critical right now. Speak with wisdom, for sure, but also eat with discipline. Protect your digestion, your liver, your stomach. Having a balanced routine is going to matter way more than any mood-based, impulsive decisions about what you consume.
So, Scorpio, June 2026 really is a definitive turning point for you. The planets are actively rewarding innovation, transparent communication, and honest, deep healing. This is literally your cue to step out of the shadows. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. When Jupiter opens these massive doors of fortune and spiritual growth for you this month, are you going to be ready to walk through them with gratitude and good sense?